So first I wanted to apologize for not posting yesterday. I had done the recording and it didn't feel right, you know. The one that did feel right had cattail all the way through it. And so I started meditating and digging in, okay, what about these verses? You know, cuz 13, 14 through 16, 17 through 20, 21 through 23, 24, 25. Each one of them I want to do an individual day on. At the same time, I want them to be taken together because they do convey an idea about the human condition that I think is very important. So where I would normally put in the description the reference verses and a devotional kind of thing to try and get people to think on it a different way and get, the more of those thoughts out, I thought what I would do is put in the description the full block of 13 through 25 and then just kind of take each verse block as its own idea, because Paul speaks for himself of them all together. So for 13, let's dig in. I can already hear your next question. Does that mean I can't even trust what is good, that is, the law? Is good just as dangerous as evil? No, again. Sin simply did what sin is so famous for doing, using the good as a cover to tempt me to do what would finally destroy me. By hiding within God's good commandments, sin did far more mischief than it could ever have accomplished on its own. And when I was thinking about this, yes, there are the questions about the word and all that, and Paul covers that. Read it in the description. What I want to dig into with this one is the fact that sin tries to turn good things ill. And I think in a lot of ways, our society tends to equate the two. For example, marijuana. Marijuana is God's creation. The plant is his creation. All of God's creation is good according to his word. So then it stands that, and sorry for the for not having the reflective coating on the glasses, I couldn't afford it. Anyway, it gets the idea of how it's done. Marijuana itself, not a bad thing. God created it. It can be used for bad things, But again, that's on the heart of the person using it. Just like a firearm. A firearm, though not God's creation, is in the sense that he gave the idea. All ideas come from him. No ideas under the sun because God has to come up with them first kind of thing. Well, then the firearm, because it's a tool. Like a hammer, like anything else, and honestly, I would argue that a pencil and the keyboard are far deadlier than any firearm, or at the very least, because it's how it's used. A firearm could be used to feed a family, like a hunting rifle or what have you. It's the heart that turns it on a fellow man. The internet is the repository of human knowledge. It can be used to help us grow understanding, enlightenment, and wisdom knowledge. And often it is used to cut each other down. Social media, a way to stay in contact with each other, and yet although often it's used as a platform for cyberbullying. And I'm not saying get rid of any of these things in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I'm a proponent of the first two. What I am saying is it's about the heart using it. The heart that wants to destroy rather than create. Because a botanist who has an absolute love of the nature of creation and the beauty of plants could be spending their time trying to cultivate a strain to help relieve pain. Or, as the firearm was originally known, the great equalizer. The Samuel Colt's invention was designed so that the weak, the disabled, those who did not have the ability to take care of themselves could defend themselves against the strong, who would want to abuse them. That is why it is known as the Great Equalizer by Samuel Colt. It's all in the heart. A good thing can be used as evil very quickly if the heart allows it to do it. And it is in the heart where we must first check our decisions. So I'm going to continue to dig into each of these, trying to dig through a different aspect of how it connects to our lives. And let Paul speak for himself in the description. I will see you guys tomorrow for digging into a bit of fun with 14 through 16. See you then.